Disclaimer: this is an imaginary story. Please don't relate it with any idol or any other person. It's nothing related to anyone's life. It's pure work of fiction. Any resemblance to actual persons, living or dead, or actual events is purely coincidental. It's a Notice 7 story. If you are soulless and can't see other members, then this story isn't for you. You are on wrong channel. Watch the story carefully, then comment. Be respectful and don't embarrass yourself. Whatever pics are shown in this story, they all have been taken from Google and Pinterest. The credit for them goes to their real owner. Storyline and voice are mine, so please don't copy that. A boy who lost his parents at the age of 10 was left behind by his stepbrother in a boarding school. Since then, he has been living all alone, watching others receive the love he always longed for, constantly asking himself why. Why did his own brother abandon him? Why did he never come to meet him? What mistake did he make to deserve this? Lost in these unanswered questions, his pain slowly turned into illness. When his stepbrother found out, he sent money for his treatment but still refused to see him. Unable to see his condition any longer, his friends took a step. They secretly found his brother's number and made a call. But will this call become the answer of all his pain? Will it finally reunite him with his brother and bring back the happiness he lost? Or will this call become the biggest mistake? The one that snatched away his only shield and leaves him completely alone? Yungi looked at the man in horror who picked the call. Dad, you cut off by hard slap and fell on the floor. Mr. Min grabbed Yungi's fistful hair and yanked his head up. My son is ill and you didn't even bother to inform me. Yungi, he isn't our anything, Dad. He's the result of mom's betrayal. Either he's alive or dead. We don't care. Don't pay attention to him. He is nothing, just a stranger. Mr. Min left his hair and again slapped him. He is my son. Clenched Yungi's jaw and digged his nail the side of lips that was bleeding. How dare you to use such a cheap word for your mom, my wife? Dragged him to the room by his hair and pushed him inside. Until you learn how to behave, you will be locked in this room. Left. Hobie, where is his Hyang? Why hasn't he arrived yet? Tea's condition getting worse. June, I tried my best to bring him, but he refused to visit T and left. Jin, he isn't picking my calls, guys. Cook ran to them. What happened? You all are looking so worried. Is he fine? Hobie, he kept remembering his Hyang. Jimin, don't worry, we called his Hyang. He will be here in no time. Jin, what? You called his Hyang? How did you get his number? Cook, we looked at June. We secretly went in principal office and searched for his records. There we found his landline number and we called him. June, shocked. What? You sneaked in my office? Jimin, we are sorry, sir. We couldn't see this condition. We are ready to take any punishment, but. Jin, terrified. What? Do you have any idea what you have done? Who the hell told you to call at landline? Took out his mobile and dialed Yoongi's number. He isn't picking my calls. God damn it. Yoongi, just pick the call. I have to go now. Ran, but bumped with someone and his breath hit. Mr. Min? Mr. Min removed his sunglasses. Oh, so Kim Shokjin is also here. Placed his hand on Jin's shoulder and pressed it. You also knew about my younger son? Jin shook his head vigorously with terrified eyes. No. J- 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 I just found out and immediately came to meet him. I was coming to inform you. Mr. Min, let's talk about it later. First, let me meet my younger son. Hobby took Mr. Min inside along with Jimin and Cook. June was looking at Jin, observing his expression. He knew Jin since his high school time. He never saw him this terrified before. It looked like he saw the ghost. June placed his hand on Jin's shoulder. Jinny, what happened? You are looking so terrified like you saw the ghost. Jin, without looking at him, even ghost seems better. June turned him to himself. What are you muttering? You were going to check Yoongi. Go. Jin, looking down. Everything is over. Now there is no point in going there. T needs me more. Looked at June. Remember, you don't know me and Yoongi. You are only a principal. Went inside the ward. Jin. June. Everything is over? Means? Just a few minutes ago, he was shouting and worried. Suddenly, he said there is no point in going there. What does it mean? And why did he say that I don't know him and Yoongi when we were high school friends? Understanding Ginny is far difficult than solving toughest equation. Went inside too. Hobby. T, look, who is here to meet you? Mr. Min sat on the stool and carefully held T's hand. Tiang, my son. T tidily looked at him and tried to pull his hand back. Who are you? Yoongi. Mr. Min, Yoongi is at home. I came here to bring you home to him. T, really? You will bring me home to my Yoongi Hyang? Tears fell. Mr. Min, wiped his tears. Don't cry. Now I am here. I will send you to peace. Cook, send him to peace? Mr. Min laughed. I meant now I will bring him and happiness in his life. He won't be sad. Looked at Hobie. I want to take my son home. Hobie, he is very weak. You can't take him home right now. Mr. Min, but I will arrange a personal doctor for him. Shokjin will stay with him 24/7. Looked at Jin. Right, Dr. Kim Shokjin? Jin, I don't have any problem, but his condition is really not well. If he will stay here for a few days and start recovering, we will take him home. Looked at Mr. Min's eyes and looked down. Only if you say. Mr. Min, fine, I will wait for a few days to take him home. Looked at T. Recover fast so I can take you home. I can't wait to shower my love on you. Gently kissed on his forehead. Kim shook Jin. Come with me. Left Jimin. Uncle is so sweet. Titi, now you will meet your Hyungi Hang soon. Jin, angrily looking at Jimin and Cookie, who were so happy. You fool! You both made the biggest mistake of your life. Quickly left by pushing Jacob aside. Jin, I really don't know about this, Mr. Min. Please trust me. Mr. Min, while driving in full speed. You are Yoongi's best friend, his personal doctor. How is that possible that he didn't tell you anything about Taeyang? Jin, he hid it from me. Today Namjoon T's boarding school principal came to office. That's how I found out about T. You can check the CCTV. Neither me nor Yoongi came to meet T. Mr. Min, so that means Yoongi did it alone? Jin, possibly yes. Mr. Min, but why would he do this? Jin, oh, only Yoongi can answer you. But yeah, maybe because of his mom. Mr. Min looked at Jin and suddenly applied brake. That can be possible. Keep your eyes on T. I want to bring my son home as soon as possible. Mr. Min was spinning the car around at full speed, a cold, twisted smile hidden behind his calm exterior. When he opened the door to step out, while the car was still circling, it continued wibbling violently. Jin stumbled out after it finally stopped, cleansing his head, vomiting uncontrollably. Darkness clouded his vision, his head spun unbearably, and he struggled to breathe. Anything that revolved in circles had always terrified him. Now it felt like his first nightmare had come alive. He had an elingophobia, the fear of vertigo or the sensation of spinning. Jin, laying on road, gasping, I warned you, Yoongi. I told you not to do this. You didn't listen, Yoongi. I'm sorry. But now there is nothing I can do. It's already too late. Shut his eyes. Time skipped up a few days. A few days passed. Jin was with T in the hospital like a shadow. All the time he stayed there. After few days, when his health stable a little, Mr. Min brought T home. Jung never went to visit T at the hospital. After 6 years, T saw Yoongi. He didn't change a little bit. He was still looking as he met him for the first time. T hugged Yoongi tightly. Yoongi Hang, why didn't you come to meet me? Am I that bad, Hang, that you didn't come to visit me? You know how much I miss you. Yoongi pushed him and he fell on the floor. Don't you dare to touch me! I'm not your Hang. Grabbed his arm and started dragging him to the door. And you aren't allowed in my home. T cried. Ah! Hurts! Mr. Min quickly grabbed T's hand and pulled him back on his chest. Are you alright, my son? T hugged Mr. Min tightly. Abba. Mr. Min hugged him more tightly. Don't cry, I'm here. looked at Yoongi. What's this behavior, Yoongi? Is this how you should welcome your younger brother? Yoongi, he is nothing to me, neither am I his brother, nor are you his father. He can't stay with us. Mr. Min, stop it, Yoongi. He is already not well and you are scaring him. Go back to your room. Yoongi didn't say anything. He walked away while glaring at T. T was hurt to see Yoongi's reaction. Mr. Min took him inside the house and made him sit on the couch. T. Why does Hyang hate me this much? Mr. Min wiped his tears. He's just mad. He doesn't hate you. T. But why? What wrong did I do? Mr. Min, you didn't do anything wrong. T. Then why? Mr. Min, you want to know the reason? T looked at him with teary eyes and slowly nodded his head. Then come with me. Mr. Min took T in a room that was filled with photo frames. T got shocked to see the photo frames. T. Mom? Mr. Min placed his hand on T's shoulder. Yes, Min, Tiara, my wife and your mom. You got exactly her face, same features, same smile, same voice. You are the male version of your mom. T touched the photo frame. But Mama was more beautiful. Mr. Min, she is. She is still alive in this room, in my heart, even after she betrays me. But I still love her so much. T. What? Mama betrayed you? Mr. Min, that's why Yoongi hated her. When Yoongi was only 8 years old, she sent Yoongi to her relative. She never let him visit home. We used to meet him 3-4 times a year. I was busy in my mafia work and she loved her freedom so much. She didn't want to bear Yoongi's responsibility. When I was busy in deadly mission, she fell in love with your dad. She made fake complaint against me and sent me behind the bars. She didn't even think about Yoongi. She started her new life with your dad, completely forgetting Yoongi. And by the time I returned from the prison, she was gone. Yoongi's heart was filled with hatred. If I had known you were alive, I would bring you here sooner. Your face reminded Yoongi your mom's betrayal. That's why he didn't want to see your face. Except this room, there is no photo frame of your mom in our house. Yoongi threw her all the signs away. Tears slipped from his eyes. Really? Mom did this? Mama hurt you and Hyang? Mr. Min looked at T and wiped his tears. Don't cry. Now you are here. Soon Yoongi's pain will decrease. T. Can I call you Appa? Mr. Min hugged him. Of course you can call me Appa. I'm your Appa. Your mom betrayed me, but I still love her. You are my younger son. T hugged him tightly. Appa, I'm sorry on Mama's behalf. Mr. Min, don't cry, son. Everything will be fine. Soon I will send you in a peace. I will give you all those things that I couldn't give to your mama. Kissed him to his forehead. Yoongi came to the dining room and found T was about to eat his meal. He hurriedly went to him and snatched the dish from his hand and threw it on the floor. T flinched out and looked at Yoongi with terrified eyes. Yoongi, how dare you to eat? There is no food for you. Mr. Min. Yungi, what's this? Why did you throw the food? You made my son scared. Looked at T. T, don't be scared. I will serve you in a new bowl. I prepared more. About to serve. Yungi picked the whole casserole and threw. When I said there is no food for him, then there is no food. Mr. Min. Yungi, behave yourself. I am hungry too. Stop scaring him and prepare food for us. Till then, I will clean this mess. Go. Yungi left from there. He prepared food and served only Mr. Min. He didn't let T eat anything. Mr. Min left after having his dinner. Yungi was eating and T was standing there, hungrily looking at him. Yungi, while eating. What are you looking for? T. I'm hungry. Yungi stood up and sat on other chair. Have it. Saw Mr. Min's reflection on the steel water jug. This is what you deserve. Sit here and eat my leftovers. T was so scared of Yungi's deep, angry voice. He didn't say a single word. He started eating. He was so hungry. After dinner, he gave medicine which Jin gave to him. He saw Mr. Min was still standing there. He took T with himself to wash dishes and took him to his room. He made him sleep on the floor. Mr. Min tried to help T, but Yungi stood in the middle of them. Time skipped after a few days. A few days had passed like this. T was recovering. Yungi started working from home. He didn't let T go anywhere, even with Mr. Min. He gave him to eat his leftovers. Whatever food or drink T ate or drink, first Yungi had them, then he let him eat or drink. He made him sleep on the floor, and that too just clean one, without any mattress and pillows. He never allowed him to sit on any furniture. Whenever Yungi had to go on any meeting, Jin took his place and followed Yungi's order. Mr. Min was so frustrated to see Yungi's behavior. He loved T and poured all his love on him. T was very comfortable with him. One day, Yungi was busy in his overseas meeting and Jin was with T. Mr. Min hid Jin on his head with a vase, locked him inside a room, took T away. The whole day they spent time together. They laughed, played, enjoyed. T was truly happy. After years, he smiled wholeheartedly. Mr. Min brought T into a forest, fireflies glowing everywhere. T's eyes widened in wonder. He had never seen something so beautiful. He was mesmerized completely, lost in the moment. Mr. Min, smiling. T, are you enjoying? T, happily. I'm loving it, Appa. This is so beautiful surprise. Mr. Min smirked. The best surprise is still left. T turned around. What, Appa? Mr. Min, today I will send you on a long, peaceful journey. You must be tired living with pain, right? It's time for the final surprise. Come with me. T innocently followed him. Okay, up. Cut off by hard slap. Yungi, furious. Tiang! What the hell are you doing here? Come with me. Grabbed T's hand and started pulling him back, but T slipped into a small pit. T. Fire started spreading around the pit. T stuck there. Yungi immediately stretched his hand. Mr. Min also came there. He became mad to see Yungi there. Mr. Min, Yungi, what are you doing here? You were overseas. Extended his hand. T, hold my hand, come out. Yungi also stretched his hand towards him. T, come here quickly before the fire spreads. Mr. Min, don't listen to him. He will hurt you. Hold my hand. I'm your appa. Don't think much. Yungi, T, come to me now. T was stuck between them. He was confused and scared. He didn't know whom to trust. He tightly closed his eyes and remembered his mom's words. Tiara, T, you have a hang. If mama and dada aren't around and you are ever in trouble, just close your eyes and without hesitation hold your Yungi Hang's hand. He will protect you. Only trust him no matter what happens. Never leave his side. He is your shield. Understand? T slowly opened his eyes. Tears filled down. He stretched his hand and held Yungi's hand. T, broken voice. Yungi Hyang? Mr. Min, expression darkened. You chose him over me? I took you out that house. I fed you. I made you smile and you chose the one who slapped you, who only hurt you? Furious. Fine, you chose him. Now face the consequence. Angrily left. T. Fire spread everywhere. Ah! Yungi Hang! Yungi. T. Without a second thought, jumped into a pit. I'm here. Don't worry. I will safely take you out. The flames rose higher, spreading widely in every direction. Dry leaves cracked, branches collapsed. The fire surrounded them completely. Smoke thickened in the air. It became hard to see and hard to breathe. T coughed uncomfortably, his small body trembling. Without wasting a single second, Yungi pulled off his shirt and trench coat and wrapped it around T's body, covering him completely, protecting him from the fire. Yungi turned around and kneeled. T climbed on my back fast. T, while coughing, Hyang. Yungi, T, don't waste time and climb fast. T was about to climb, but his eyes fell on Yungi's bare back. There were so many burn marks, old bruises, fresh wounds, marks of pain, marks of battles, marks Yungi never showed under the wildfire. All his bruises were shining on his pale body. When T didn't climb, Yungi forcefully wrapped T's arms around his neck and stood up. Carrying him on his back, he carefully climbed up the pit. His one hand was under T's legs, protecting him from flame. Yungi stepped forward into the fire. Flames licked his skin, burning through him. His feet stumbled over burning branches. Smoke entered his lungs, choking him. His vision blurred. His body screamed in pain. But he didn't stop, not even for a second. His grip around T's legs tightened. Every step felt heavier than the last, but he kept moving. He had to save his younger brother. He couldn't stop. The fire grew wilder. A burning branch fell. T screamed. Yungi immediately pulled T to his chest and took the burning branch on his back, shielding T completely. His skin burned, but he didn't react. He was cleansing T to his chest like a koala and walking T was terrified to see all these things. After what felt like an endless battle, they finally broke out of the flame. Yungi stumbled forward, his legs shaking, breathing uneven, body covered with burns. He carefully placed T on his feet. Just then, they heard Mr. Min's voice and turned around. Mr. Min, while showing gun, so you saved him. You know, Yungi, what you did? Yungi, high tea behind his back. Dad, put that gun down. Mr. Min, move away, Yungi. You are blocking your dad's prey. Yungi, he didn't do anything. He is innocent. Let him go. Mr. Min kicked Yungi. Don't come in between. Yungi fell on his burnt back. Ah! Took out his own gun. If you dare to hurt him, I will shoot you. Mr. Min, let's see how much guts you have. Shoot bullets on T. Yungi, T! Ran to T and took all the bullets on himself, shielding T completely. Dad! Shoot his middle of the head. T screamed, Yang! Yungi's body swayed, his knees gave up, he collapsed forward. T quickly caught him, his small hands trembling, trying to hold him together. Tears streamed uncontrollably. Yungi, trembling hand slowly lifted and gently touched T's cheeks, wiping away his tears. A faint, peaceful smile appeared on his lips. Then he passed out. Yungi's eyes closed. His hand fell. T screamed loudly, holding Yungi's unconscious body in his arms. Yungi Hang! Sometimes love isn't what the world shows you. It's the kind of love that shields you from every storm. Sometimes to protect the ones you love, you have to risk yourself. Sometimes sacrifice is the only way to save what matters most. Sometimes hatred hides a deeper love, and sometimes love hides a deeper anger. Yungi risked his life just to protect T. Is there a greater sacrifice than this? Is there a love bigger than this? And now, the final part I leave to you. I usually don't write sad ending, but this time I will create the ending you choose. So think carefully and tell me, what kind of ending do you want? Happy ending, T and Yungi's happy life. Bittersweet ending, T's life after Yungi's death. To be continued. Author's note. That's it for today. I hope you all liked it. Many times, what we see isn't the truth. The real truth is often what we fail to see. A person isn't always what they appear to be, and what they truly are isn't always visible. Every life is different. Every person has their own way of loving and protecting. Sometimes, to protect the ones we love, we are forced to push them away, to pretend hatred just so they can stay safe. Yungi did the same with T. Their mom was right that Yungi would protect me, and he proved it. I leave the decision on yours. Choose the ending. I will make it according to you, whether it's happy ending or bittersweet. I hope you all liked it. We will meet soon with next part. Till then, take care of yourself. Love you all. If you like this story, then please do like, subscribe, share, and comment. I assure you that you will never gonna regret on your decision. Thanks for watching.